Hey guys, so Mrs. Gard here, obviously. We're gonna do notes a little bit different today. We started talking about this in class last time after your inequalities test, but just a lot of this is gonna be review, and then there's one new concept that I want you guys to focus on. So get your notebooks out for me. You do not need a calculator, okay, because we're just gonna practice graphing. So get your notebooks out for me, put this up at the top for your heading. This is what we're gonna focus on. So discrete. Here's kind of a new word, domain and range. I know we started talking about that last class. Once you have your notebooks ready and your pencil ready, go ahead and continue watching this video. Since this is the new word, we're going to start with a little bit of vocab again today of what discrete means. So discrete means separate points, or dots. I like to say dots because discrete, dots, they both start with D. So here's my definition. Go ahead and put that down for me in your notebook. And discrete is a way to describe graphs. So let me show you some examples. We're just going to do some quick sketches. Okay, I know you don't have graph paper in front of you, but just draw a quick sketch for me. So here's my coordinate plane, and I'm just going to put a bunch of dots everywhere. Guys, that's a discrete graph. It looks like chaos, but dots, discrete. Okay, they could be chaotic, or another example, maybe I have dots kind of forming a line. That would also be discrete because it's made up of dots. So put those two quick sketches for me in your notes as well. If you're thinking most of the time we don't see graphs made up of just dots, you're right. So let's talk about another type of graph. We've got discrete and we have continuous. If you think back to the notes that we did after our test, and hey, I've got them right here. So most of these graphs weren't dots, they all had lines on it. Well, that's what a continuous graph is, and we're going to talk about that more when you come back into the classroom next class. So continuous is connected points or lines. So discrete, dots, continuous, lines. Make sure you've got both of those definitions written down for me. And let's draw two quick sketches of what that would look like. It could be kind of wavy. This would be a continuous graph. I'll give you a second to draw that. Or it might just be a straight line. That would also be a continuous graph. So new vocab, we're gonna mostly focus on discrete today. So there's my discrete that's at the top of our page. Let's talk about domain and range again. We talked about it in class, but let's be honest, that was days ago. Let's do a quick refresher. So still in your notes for me, okay? Let's get a refresher that domain would be the set of inputs. Or our x values. Okay, we talked about in class, domain, inputs, x values all mean the same thing. We're also going to talk about range again today. So refresher, that range is our set of outputs. Or the y values. Range, outputs, y values, all the same thing. You'll hear me, Mrs. Flores, Mrs. Nibs, all say the same thing, okay? Two things that we talked about in class, but I don't think we wrote this down anywhere, so we're gonna write it down today. When you're doing domain and range, make sure that you don't write any repeating number. And this is going to be really important for any Schoology assignment, like today's assignment. You need to put them in order from small to big you don't follow this starred rule on your assignment today, Schoology will mark you as wrong and I will not override that point this time. Okay, make sure you are putting an order from smallest to biggest number. So first example, okay, let's look at it from a table. Yes, I realize we did this in class, but I just made you test, and so we're gonna do it again. Okay, I guess it would help if you can actually see the table. Oh, by the way, if your name is Amaya, Darius, or Darren, and you send me a Schoology message saying at what time I say your name in this video, I'll give you some extra credit points on today's assignment. So here are my X values. Here are my Y values. Okay, so you're putting down this table for me in your notes. And we're gonna focus on domain and range today. So domain, we said where the inputs are X values. Remember those curly brackets, we're coming back to those. Okay, we're gonna list off all of the domain in order, no repeats. Here's what I got. Yes, Mrs. Grant, we know how to do this. I realize that. Again, I have a hard time keeping track of stuff. It's been 4 days at least since I've seen you. Humor me. Okay, range, yes, 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 we know. Hey, 4 is not my smallest number though, okay? Small to big, so 0 is actually my smallest here. Hopefully you didn't get tricked for those of you trying to work ahead. Okay, this is all we're focusing on today, domain and range. So here's one example. I want you to try the next one because, hey, if this were class, this is how we'd be doing it. So write down this next one for me. 5 and 3, 8 and -2, 12 and 8, 5 and 9. Darius, Darren, and Amaya's, I hope that you are actually watching this. I've already tried this once with different names and nobody said anything. It made me sad. All right, so this one, you guys try. Find the domain for me, find the range for me. Pause this video, you try it on your own, then play and let's see how we did. All right, cheaters. Do you have on your paper for domain 5, 8, and 12? Hey, 5 repeats. You better only have it on your paper once. It better be in order. Range, -2, 3, 8, 9. Not in order over here. Make sure it's in order from least to greatest, otherwise you will lose points. Yes, you guys got this. You're so bored, you're almost crying. I'm sorry. 2 more examples for me. We're gonna switch it up though, okay? So 2 from a table as a refresher. Let's focus on this discrete, okay? That's what we called these notes. So let's focus on how do we domain and range from a discrete graph. Again, I know you guys aren't using graph paper, but just kind of sketch it out for me the best that you can. So example 2. All right, we're gonna draw a graph and make some hash marks for me just up by 1. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2, -1, -2, -1, -2. Zoom in on this maybe a little bit. Maybe not. Okay. We're gonna put a point here and here and here and here. Okay, we're just kind of sketching out a graph. We've got dots. Dots mean discrete. Finding that domain and range still. Okay. Option 1, writing out what the ordered pairs are. So like right here, my ordered pair would be -2, 1. This ordered pair would be 0, 3. This ordered pair would be 1, 2. And this ordered pair would be 2, -1. Okay, if this is what helps you stay organized, write out what those ordered pairs are, because now I just need to pull out all the X values. Okay, domain would be -2, 0, 1, and 2. No repeats in order from least to greatest. These are the x values of everywhere where I have a dot. Range. Let's look at the ordered pairs and pull out all the y values. So I've got a -1, because remember, this is x and then y, okay, when it comes to ordered pairs. I've got a 1, because I want to go in order, 2, and 3 for my y values. It is still that easy. Hopefully you're thinking that it's easy, okay? Looking at the ordered pairs, pulling them off the graph. I'm gonna make you guys try one. So we're gonna set up another graph, okay? Include this in your notebook for me. This is the last thing notes-wise that I'm gonna make you guys do today. Okay. So here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, here's 1, here's 2, here's 3. I want you to put a point here, 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 and here. Draw this graph for me. Find me the domain, the range, check your answers, and then let's see how we did. Okay, pause this video. Good luck, guys. Last example. Here we go. All right, how do we do? On the range, did we make sure to only put down the one time? Because remember, no repeats. Okay, here's my domain. Here's my range. This is what we're going to practice today. So use these notes. They better be in your notebook. There is an assignment on Schoology for you to complete. As always, message me if you have any questions. Amaya, Darius, Darren, don't let me down here. I want to hand out that extra credit. See you guys.